Body symmetry. If the body of any animal is cut through imaginary axis of the body, it may or may not produce two equal halves. Depending upon this property, there are different types of animal bodies. In case of sponge, paramecium, amoeba, there is no any such imaginary axis of the body through which we can get two equal halves. Such bodies are called asymmetrical bodies. The body of sea anemone, starfish, and hydra can be divided into two equal halves by any plane of the body passing through the central axis. Such organisms are said to have radial symmetry. In the body of lobster, dog, and fish, there is only one such imaginary axis of the body through which we can get two equal halves. Such organisms are said to have bilateral symmetry. Germ layers, diploblastic and triploblastic. In case of multicellular animals, germ layers are formed during initial period of their embryonic development, and from those germ layers only, different tissues are formed in the body. A diploblastic organism has two layers of tissue in its body, ectoderm on the outside and endoderm on the inside. A triploblastic organism has three main layers of tissue in its body, ectoderm on the outside, endoderm on the inside, and between the ectoderm and the endoderm is the mesoderm. Cavity between the body and internal organs is called as body cavity or coelom. In case of multicellular animals, during initial period of their embryonic development, body cavity is formed from either mesoderm or gut. As you know, mesoderm is the layer which is between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Gut is the portion of the alimentary canal, particularly the stomach and the intestines. On the basis of Coelom, animals are classified as Eucoelomates, that is, animals having through body cavity formed from either mesoderm or gut. Example, leech, nares, earthworm. Number 2, acoelomates. In these animals, body cavity is absent. For example, sponge, hydra, tapeworm. Number 3, pseudocoelomates. In these animals, they have a body cavity, but this cavity is not formed from either mesoderm or gut, but it is formed from the blastocele, that is a cavity within the embryo which is filled with a fluid. Examples of pseudocoelomates are Ascaris, filaria worm, and loa. Body segmentation. If the body of animals is divided into small similar units, then such body is called as a segmented body, and each small unit is called as a segment. Example: leech, nares, and earthworm. The animal kingdom non-chordata is classified into number 1, phylum Porifera. Examples: Spongilla, bath sponge, and Ficon sponge. Now let us study the characteristics of phylum Porifera. These animals have the simplest body plan and are called sponges. They bear numerous pores on their body called ostia and oscula. They are aquatic, sedentary animals having asymmetrical body. Their spongy body is supported by spicules or spongin fibers. They have special type of cells called collar cells. They reproduce by budding asexually. They also reproduce sexually. Besides, they have a good ability of regeneration. We just went through the characteristics of the phylum Porifera. Some of the new terms which you all are not familiar with. Aquatic means live in water. Sedentary means always attached to a substratum, therefore they show no locomotion. Asymmetrical means no imaginary axis of the body produces two equal halves. Spicules or spongin fibers are needle-shaped, hard, made of calcium carbonate. They provide structural support and deter predators. Collar cells. Particles of food are drawn into the collar to become trapped and then engulfed by the self body, and digestion takes place in the food vacuole. Ostia are small pores on the body wall. They allow water along with nutrients to flow inside the sponge. Oscula is a large opening. It is an excretory structure. Reproduction by budding, which is an asexual means of reproduction, where there is no fusion of the male and the female gamete, and outgrowth begins to grow at the base. It continues to grow. When it has grown fully, it breaks, attaches itself to a substratum, and grows into a matured adult. Regeneration means it regains a lost part, maybe by an accident, or destroyed part, or organs. The lost part attaches itself to the substratum and develops into a matured organism. Sexual reproduction takes place by the fusion of the male and the female gamete.